What is up? Thank you for coming to my channel, Prison POV. Shout out to the joiners. Shout out to the point of view crew. And if you see my live, not my most recent live, that was 8 minutes long, where I was outside on my way to work, sitting by my car, showing it was like half in the driveway and half out due to faulty brakes. Not that live. Though that is a good live because I got my cousin Sue on there running away from me, running towards the door. Because I caught her eavesdropping and playing a little game of I Spy. And I was like, oh, you want a side bust, huh? Let's get this on camera. You know, I'm live. You want any part of it? And she ran away. No, Kris, no, Kris. So that'd be awesome if you want to go check that out. Also, though, the live I'm referring to is, I believe it was on last Friday or last Saturday. And this is my old cellie, Madman, came popping in the chat. Now, we were bunkies in H5 way back in the day. It was a time when I got jumped by 3 of my homeboys over a bad call in H3. They moved me to H5. He ended up being my bunkie. And then I seen him later, an A-yard reception, building 5. And we programmed for a little bit. And I remember even telling a story, bro. It has a crazy story because they give you restitution when you're an inmate. California Department of Corrections, you catch a felony, you go do your time, you get restitution. Well, he paid all his restitution off because he wanted to be transferred to Oregon. He met his old lady up there. So in order to move, though, to transfer his parole, you got to pay all your restitution off. So he paid it all off, but then he caught a violation. The violation where we were cellies, an AR in Building 5. And he was telling me, he's like, dude, they're going to reinstate all my restitution, and my old lady's going to have to pay it all off again. I remember it was like $800, and we just paid it, and they're going to reinstate it. And I'm not going to be able to move unless she pays it. And he's just mad, bro. And I was like, dude, they're not going to reinstate. No. And he got a letter. Sure enough, his old lady's like, yes, they're going to reinstate it. I remember he was shaking. He was so mad. And I was like, bro, I never heard of such a thing. But I told some people on here. Well, I told everybody on here. It came up in a story one day. And a bunch of people were like, no, you're full of shit, Splinter. Look, if I tell you a duck can pull a trailer, just hook it up. Just hook it up, bro. So he's going to come on and we're going to do a live. I told him to get at me. He got at me on IG. I've never had a live. An interview. A live interview. I've never had anyone pulled on my channel. Where I'm right here, they're right there, and we're... Never had it, bro. So, I mean, this looks like a good place to start. Someone I've done some time with, and a good dude, too. So, that's what's up with that. Now, this video's been a little tiny bit delayed. I apologize for that. I get jinxed. Not to shake accountability. Not to shake accountability. Hold me accountable. I encourage it. But every single time I say, hey guys, I have this video. It's X, Y, and Z. It's on this, that, and the other. This video's going to drop. Look, here's a thumbnail. Something comes out of the woodwork, out of the blue, that just messes everything up and gets delayed. Like it gets jinxed, bro. I'm now thinking to myself the last couple days, like, dude, what's up with my crazy life? And I was like, oh yeah, I said I was going to drop Juggalos. And I mean, things is coming like a storm, homie. I'm never going to, dude, it's going to be a surprise to your eyes from now on. Speaking of surprise to your eyes, someone actually said in the comments, and they made a point to say, look, I'm not being disrespectful, but they said, is the guitar amp, are the guitars a prop? Are they just a prop? Or could Splinter actually... Yes! I can get my jam on. Go to IG. I got some songs that are shorts. But despite that, you inspired me. We're going to do some shredding. We're going to do some repping? Some rapping too. We're going to rep POV crew. We're going to rip the guitar. Stay tuned for that. But bro, this video is about the Juggalos, homeboy. What are Juggalos? And can they program in prisons? California prisons. Juggalos are, plain and simple, boiled all the way down to the basic element. A Juggalo is a fan of the Insane Clown Posse, the band ICP. Dude, they're such big fans, they came together, started a movement, the Juggalos. Now, they are bigger than the Maggots, which are the Slipknot fans. I mean, they blow the Maggots out of the water. But they're not as big as the Deadheads, are they? Grateful Dead fans? I mean, dude, Grateful Dead. The Grateful Dead? The Grateful Dead, their fans, the Deadheads? Dude, when they traveled and toured and did concerts, there'd be like a whole town moving with them. Bro, they got some fans, don't they? But I'm not taking nothing away from the ICP fans. The Juggalos are big, homeboy. That's a big group of people that just love that band. Now the name Juggalo, where did it come from? It came from one of their songs, mid-90s. I'm not sure what album, but I know the song's called Juggalo. They took that song, came up with Juggalo. That's their name. How do they dress? Now when they go to the concerts, when the Juggalos go to the ICP concerts, they put on the clown makeup, really get dressed up in their garb. They wear wild, crazy stuff. But now on the streets, just regular day-to-day, they're going to look like any rock and roll skater, punk rocker type, with just some Chuck Taylors and Dickies and band t-shirts. Now they do have a symbol, which is that little hatchet man guy. It's a little dude, and he's running with a hatchet. Have you seen the viral video? There's a room full of Juggalos, and they're pouring alcohol out, and they're ICP, ICP, ICP. And there's a dude that's going to get that little hatchet man branded in his back. So they're getting a little metal piece hot. I can't remember if it's a torch. I can't remember if it was on the stove. They're getting this thing hot. They go and put it on his back. But instead of making some sort of handle and grabbing it and branding him with it, which is what you would need to do, put some hot metal on someone's skin, you're going to have to... No, he was just like this and then dropped it on his back. Of course, his skin turned into liquid. The little metal hatchet man looked like an ice cube on a hot stove, just rolled around. There was no hatchet man. There was just a blur of burnt skin, no detail at all to look at or appreciate. So I don't know what was up with that. However, be that as it may, trip on this! I'm on the streets. I just got out. I was at this bar called The Mint, which is frequented by punk rockers. It's downtown, across from Mad Dog Tattoo in a downtown motel. I was there. I was waiting for somebody. I don't drink. I don't drink at all. I don't like alcohol. I don't drink. But I'm in this bar, and I was kind of waiting longer than I wanted to, longer than I should have. And I start drinking. I had one beer, and I had another. Put a cool song in the jukebox. Started enjoying myself. I start talking to this dude. He's fresh out, too. Got a bunch of tattoos on him. We start bonding over being fresh out of prison. And he's like, man, we should start a gang, bro. We should start ourselves a clique of some like-minded people. And I was like, yeah, I'll start feeling it all, catching a buzz. I was like, yeah, brother, all underdogs unite, us against them. Let's do the damn thing. So we're like talking about this clique and this gang we're going to start. And I noticed he had a Juggalo tattoo. And I was like, you're a Juggalo? He's like, yeah, this doesn't have to be a Juggalo gang. This is us, like-minded people. Like you said, you know, we're the underdogs. And I was like, where's my ride? Where's my ride? I kind of started sober at that point. Like, oh, okay, I've been here too long. My ride was like 15 minutes ago. I ended up leaving, forgetting all about it, not even thinking another thing of it. I'm in county jail, probably about 4 or 5 months later. I'm a porter. Live in a GP, which is where I play and where I stay. I'm in a GP dorm as a porter. But there are 2 PC tiers of single men cells. And we feed all the food. So we're going down one of those PC tiers one day, handing out dinner, whatever it was. And some dude's like, hey! One of the PCs in a single man cell says to me, hey! What's up with our gang? And I was like, what? And he's a PC with the blue band. And my homeboys looked at me. And I looked at dude, I looked at my homeboys, and they looked at dude and looked it back to me, and we're all like, and I was like, huh? He's like, yeah, you remember me from the Mint. What's up with our gang? We're going to start a gang. Me and you, remember? What's up with it? And my homeboys looking at me like Splinter just started a gang with this PC dude? What gang you guys? And I was like, I have no idea who this dude is. What is he even talking about? Let's just keep it pushing. And he's like, oh, it's messed up. You forgot about me? Yelling down the tier. I'm gonna get out of here. The next day we come for breakfast in the morning. We walk on. As soon as we walk on the tier and he hears our car, he's like, oh, is that Splinter? And he's one of the first cells, and I get there and I'm like, oh. My homeboy's looking at me. He said, what's up, Splinter? My homeboy's like, damn, you know, I go, I have no idea who this dude is. None. I've never seen him for my life. Who told him my name? Let's keep it pushing. Let's get off this tier, man. Then we come back the next day. He remembered some more shit. I remember, Splinter. We were talking, you said you just paroled from CMC West doing a year flat, which my homeboys were aware of, which is what I just did. And I was like, all right, this dude's clearly a hacker. We need to get off this tier. Be quiet. So, I mean, and they continued to grill me and Splinter, dude, what's up? And I thought he said I got drunk with him one night. I don't know what he's talking. I know he's a PC, shit, blah, blah, blah. But bro, it's kind of like a crazy situation when your past comes back to haunt you, but it wasn't much of a past, it wasn't much of a haunt. But homeboy, be that as it may. In the pen, what is their status though? How are the Juggalos treated in prison? What's their status? Now, there's no green light. As far as I know, is what I'm aware of. There's no green light, but things can change, man. As far as I know, no green light, but they're not welcome with open arms. They're not one of those cliques that come in as a straight up welcome with open arms. Like my homeboy Aaron put it. He summed it up like this. Aaron's one of my homeboys I network with sometimes. I'm going to do videos. I oftentimes reach out to the homeboys like, hey, what's up with this? What's up with this? On this Juggalo video, I called around a little bit. Aaron sums it up pretty good like this. Now let me just say that when you go to prison, if a Bakersfield boy needs to be removed, a Bakersfield boy will remove him. If an Orange County boy needs to be removed, an Orange County dude's going to remove him. You'll never have an Orange County dude remove a Bakersfield guy. You call it taking out your own trash. So my homeboy Aaron showed up, and they said, okay, you're from Bakersfield, we'll trip on this. There's a dude down the tier. He's a Juggalo. He's from Bakersfield. His celly doesn't want to live with him. He needs to be removed. And so Aaron removed him. Like I said, a lot of times they do their own thing. They can be a little bit loud and obnoxious. And of course, Juggalo is a multiracial clique, movement, organization, gang. And that's always frowned upon in CDCR. They never want to see any sort of group come in, running with the woods and saying, hey, we believe in multiracial organization. It's going to be frowned on each and every time. So no green light, but they're not accepted with open arms. Now, I had a little homie when I was in prison, wall school reception, in the building C1, and I had the keys, and a bunch of us got moved to the gym, him included. Now, me and my homeboys were all in our late 20s and early 30s, and this little youngster was 18, 19, 20 years old, and he's smaller than us, little dude. He was a Juggalo. Of course, we're not going to pick on him or remove him. We let him program. We let him kick it. But we were on his bumper. We kind of clowned him a lot. Not because he's a Juggalo, but just because he was a younger dude. And how he carried himself, he gave us lots of ammunition. And we would fuck with him, and he would get mad sometimes. We would act like he wanted to bow up. But never did he act like he wanted to bow up like he did this one time. Now, dude, trip on this. Building C1, picture a 2-tier dorm. You walk in, and you see a day room with all kinds of tables where we play cards at and where we eat. There's a TV there. There's some benches for the TV. A big open day room. Then you got beds to either side and beds against the back wall. Then you walk upstairs and you have more beds against the wall, more beds against that wall. I'm living in what's called Upper A. This Juggalo youngster is in Upper C. He lives exactly across from me. And it's count time. I'm on my bunk. And my bunkie, Joe from Oldale, is up on his bunk. And we're just kind of like kicking it. I don't know if I told him, if he told me. But if you looked at this dude, the Juggalo youngster, the way he was sitting, he was Indian style. And he had his chest across his legs like this, reading a book. Interesting way to be sitting in prison. But how he was sitting like that, it made it look like his feet were coming out of his shoulders. It was the craziest thing, dude. We were like, bah! Laughed our ass off. Couldn't even contain it. And it was crazy, too, because we just smoked some weed, and my neighbor's this white Southsider from Ventura, and he was talking shit. What's up with the woods? How come the woods always have weed? Because we've been having weed like 3 or 4 days in a row, because people have been bringing it in. It's not always like that, but we were had like a good run. And he was hating, like, what's up with these woods always having weeds? Because we got it like that. We brought it in. That's why we have it. It's creating some tension, but then we seen dude with his feet coming out of his shoulders, and like, put that tension on pause and meant nothing. We laughed our ass off. We're just, bro, it was funnier than shit, oh boy. And he saw us laughing, and he came running over, get all bowed up on a fight. You guys making fun of me, laughing at me? Like, no, we're not. Well, yes, we are. We're not, though, but, you laughed, too, if my feet were hanging out of my shoulders. But he really wanted to duke him out. We had to, like, kick back, chill out. Now, I was on the streets once. I had a stolen truck. And I went downtown, and it ended up being Saturday night. If you don't have a job and you're just running amok all day, every day, you don't know what day is which. And it ended up being, I'm like, oh, it's Saturday? And I'm downtown in a stolen truck, and there's cops everywhere. The bars are jumping, the tattoo shops, everyone's out and about. And I had to park the stolen truck due to the police presence. And it was kind of funny, hella random how this worked out, because there's some skaters right there. I knew a couple of them. I got out and started talking to them, and it just so happened I had a skateboard in that stolen truck, which is not something that's the norm. It's kind of freak accident how it turned out, but cool. Now I got a skateboard. I'm skating all over downtown with these skaters, waiting for the police presence to die down so I could leave my stolen truck. And I see this dude walk by. I noticed him because he has a bunch of tattoos on his face and neck. And he's mean mug. He's just looking real hard, come walking by real slow. He's got some chick with him. He just thinks he's all that in a big bucket of bones. So I notice him, whatever. We continue skating. Then like an hour later, I see him come walking by this alley we're in. And he was like, "Whoa!" And we just start laughing our ass off. Homeboy's like, dude, he's on the good stuff. He got really lit up and drunk since we seen him last from to and he was like, Juggalo, 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 Juggalo. And he was bumping into people, and people were like, hey man, fuck you. And it turned into like a thing. And then he ended up getting jumped at the end of the alley. It was from a distance, but it's definitely him getting jumped. But what I liked about it is a BPD motorcycle cop pulled up. Then another one, and then another one in the car. And so all the cops, the police presence seemed like it went over there, which enabled me to pull my stolen truck out, and bam! Thanks for the cover, brother. Good looking out. So homie, that's what's up with that. And now let me just say this also, in closing. I was on Wasco Yard once. There was a Juggalo. All the woods, the white boys, the woodpile was tripping on them. Politicking on them tough. Stirring the pot. Now I walked over to that pot they were stirring. I gave it a whiff. No, it's not done. I didn't really like the recipe. I was like, I'm not going to get involved in this one. There's not enough for me to get my teeth into. Not enough meat on the bone. But they were stirring the pot. They're tripping on this Juggalo dude for like a couple days, and he ended up staying. He ended up not getting removed. I don't really know what happened. I stayed with that one. But can a Juggalo program and kick it in the California Department of Corrections and California prisons? I would say it depends on how he carries himself, and it depends on who's there and what's going on at the time. That's how I'd put it. So, other than that, stay tuned. Really going to be active. Oh, wait, I was going to ready to say so much shit I was going to do. Hell to the no for what, Splinter? Come on, bro. You're going to jinx yourself. You're going to jinx yourself, Splinter. Kick back. Okay, never that. All right, yeah. Cut string, let it fly. Peace.